I've walked through silence, I've touched the scars, carried the weight of a million eyes. Every note, every tear, every prayer I've sung was a story of where my heart came from. Through lonely nights and endless days, music became my saving grace. Even when the world turned away, the song inside refused to fade. Even when the night felt cold, the music lit a fire untold, and every scar and every trial turned into strength with every mile. On the wings of forever I rise tonight. Through the shadows and storms I'll find the light. Every broken piece, every dream I hold becomes a diamond, a story told. On the wings of forever, love carries me high, and the song of my soul will never die. I've heard the whispers, I've faced the doubt, but faith is a flame you can't put out. Through every fall, through every pain, the melody lifts me again. Voices may fade, the lights may dim, but hope is born in the quiet hymn. And every time I thought I'd fall, the song inside would break the wall. So if you're lost, don't be afraid. Your voice is stronger than mistakes made. Just sing your truth, and you will see the world will find your harmony. On the wings of forever I rise tonight. Through the shadows and storms I'll find the light. Every broken piece, every dream I hold becomes a diamond, a story told. On the wings of forever, love carries me high, and the song of my soul will never die. Every dream that felt too small, every stumble, every fall, built the wings that lift me now, and I'll keep soaring. I'll show you how. I've seen the endings, I've felt the start, I've carried hope inside my heart. And when the night tries to pull me down, the music lifts me off the ground. On the wings of forever I rise tonight. Through the shadows and storms I'll find the light. Every broken piece, every dream I hold becomes a diamond, a story told. On the wings of forever, love carries me high, and the song of my soul will never die. So let the world remember this song through every right and every wrong. For as long as my spirit can fly, the wings of forever will never die.
Thank you. Truly, thank you. You know, I've had the privilege of standing on some of the biggest stages in the world. I've heard my songs sung back to me by stadiums full of people I never thought I'd reach. I've felt that overwhelming rush of realizing that something I wrote in my diary, something I whispered into a melody, could echo in so many lives. But tonight, standing here on this stage, it feels different, because this stage isn't about fame. It isn't about awards. It's about dreams, raw, honest, fragile dreams. And that's exactly where I started too. I was just a young girl once with a notebook full of lyrics, a voice I didn't always believe in, and a hope that maybe, just maybe, music could carry me out of the shadows I was living in. I didn't grow up with the world cheering me on. I grew up clinging to music as if it was the only thing that truly understood me. And in many ways it was. Over the years, I've been called many things: a diva, a legend, an icon. titles that sound glamorous. But the truth is, I'm still that same girl who scribbled songs late at night because she needed her heart to breathe. For me, music has always been about survival. When the world doubted me, music was my defense. When life broke me, music was my healer. And when I couldn't find the words, music gave me wings to soar above it all. I didn't come here tonight to prove anything. I've had the accolades, the Grammys, the charts, the number ones, and I'm grateful for every one of those blessings. But what I wanted to do tonight was something deeper, to remind myself, and maybe remind anyone watching, that music is about connection. It's not about perfection or power notes or even legacy. It's about one person's story reaching another person's soul. So if tonight even one person out there felt a little less alone because of this song, if even one person found a piece of hope in my voice, then this moment was worth everything. That's why I'm here, not just to sing, but to share. And I want to thank you for listening, not just to the notes I sang, but to the heart behind them. Because at the end of the day, that's where the real music lives.
Mariah, I honestly can't believe I'm saying this, but to see you standing here on this stage feels surreal. You've performed on the biggest stages in the world. You've had audiences of thousands, even millions, singing your words back to you. You've been called one of the greatest vocalists of all time, and rightly so. You've earned every bit of that title. But what struck me tonight, what really stayed with me, wasn't just the voice. It was the honesty. The song you shared with us, Wings of Forever, was breathtaking. It carried all the hallmarks of a classic Mariah Carey ballad, the elegance, the soaring melody, the emotional depth. But it also felt fresh, deeply personal, and vulnerable. There was something in your tone, a softness, almost a fragility, that we don't always get to hear from you. This wasn't about showing the world that you still have that unmatched range, though you absolutely do. This was about sharing your truth. And for me, that's what made it unforgettable. Your voice remains iconic. When you glide into those crystal clear high notes, it's instantly recognizable. When you settle into the warmth of the lower register, it feels soulful and intimate. And in the middle, where your voice carries that emotional ache, you made every line feel alive. But what I loved most about tonight was that for a few minutes, you weren't Mariah the superstar, the icon, the legend. You were Mariah the dreamer, Mariah the survivor, Mariah the young girl who once believed that maybe music could carry her out of the shadows. That's who we saw tonight, and it was extraordinary. And I think millions of people watching will take something very powerful from this. Because if someone like you, with everything you've achieved, with all the records, the awards, the history, can still stand here vulnerable, willing to strip everything back and share her heart, then it reminds all of us that music is not about perfection. It's about connection. It's about courage. For me, this isn't just a yes. It's one of the greatest honors I've had sitting in this chair. Because tonight, you reminded us all why you are and always will be one of the greatest voices of all time.